So where we at, Faye? What's going on?
What's up, man? This right here is known as the fighting grounds behind me. Morrison, Watson.
Morrison and Watson. Or used to be called the fighting zone, right?
Yes, just no, not zone, fighting ground.
Fighting ground.
Because you see behind us, right, all of this used to be, well, there used to be a little bit more trees than this.
Right.
But it was basically, this grass was cut all the time. So it was really fine grass. And we used to fight. This is where was considered neutral ground, because we were the spades, and then crossing on this side we had the savage nomads, and we had the savage skulls.
Okay.
So right here was considered neutral ground. So when I became a baby spade, I had to fight in here, and a lot of people they had to get their issues settled. We would fight here, but after we fought there, that was it. Was no longer no beef. Gotta go back and shoot somebody. If you won, you won. If you lost, you lost.
Okay.
That was it. We'll fight in here, give somebody a black eye. They come out the next day with their black eye, and you can say, yo, I did that. You know what I'm saying? I did that. I gave them the Willie lump or whatever. And so that's the difference between how we did it back then and now.
Okay.
Also, in the snow, this was beautiful to ride sleds down. If you couldn't afford a sled, you go get a Pampers box.
A Pampers box?
Yeah, and we slide down here, a lot of times we try to get on the higher part over here and just slide on down all the way out to there. And it was actually fun. It was more fun to do things like that. Like I said, this area right here was really considered the neutral zone. Now, when the crack era came, this was terrible.
Yeah. This is junior high school 123, by the way, for those that don't know.
Those who don't know.
This is junior high school 123, where they had a lot of early jams. The Funky 3, what is it called? The place to be, 123.
Okay, what's the purpose of you stopping me?
Yo, man, kicked around. You was just kicking at me a while ago.
Alright. Going way back to the early days of 75 and the black space. And by 23 on a Friday night, the boys would come running to hear Big B stop.
Mario's the one that got 123.
Right.
Mario's the one that say, yo, we can rock here.
Right.
We can rock there. And so, that became the only spot at that time that you could rock at.
Right.
There wasn't no T connection, wasn't all of that stuff that came on later years.
Right.
371 Club, all of that, none of that was there because we was rocking in 123.
Right.
And so that's what became like the really the landmark for hip hop.
Right.
For the jams and stuff.
What would you say about the crack era? What would you say about the crack era in this block?
It was terrible.
Yeah, it was.
I say from 79 to about 80, maybe 88.
After that, to the 90s.
To the 90s, probably.
To the 90s.
Yeah. But this was dangerous.
Yeah.
And every building, every block had crack.
Yeah.
Every single block had the crack.
Yeah. Manor, Stratford, Boynton.
Every block from here all the way down had the crack.
Right.
So it was terrible.
Right.
That time,
Right.
I seen people stealing crack and running this way and get hit by a car over here. You know, I see somebody get stabbed up right over in front of that building. It was really bad. It was really, 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 really bad. And that era, that crack era, would destroy a lot of people that were really major sources of hip hop, of structure, building structures and stuff like that.
Right.
Was in that era. They got caught up in that era and they never came back.
Right.
There's nothing you could do now. They never came back. Never.
Right.
So now we also had dope over there.
Okay.
But the dope wasn't as I guess wasn't as frequent as the crack era. Because when the crack era came out, it knocked everything out.
Yeah.
It knocked weed out, coke out, heroin, all of that. It knocked it out when the crack era came.
Yeah. All right. So look, this is called the what? The field of what?
The fighting ground.
The fighting ground. Did you ever fight anybody over here?
Yeah, I fought a lot of people over here.
Who are some people you fought over here?
Oh, well, the most famous person that I fought that was in here that's still around now is Jazzy J.
Wow.
And we were always friends.
Uh-huh.
We were always friends. And I forgot what form that he was studying, but I was studying Kung Fu and I wanted to be Bruce Lee. And so...
How old was y'all when this happened?
Oh, when we fought, that shit. We had to be 8, 9. Maybe,
8, 9,
yeah,
10?
Maybe 10, yeah.
And y'all was going to, no, that was too early to go 123, right?
Yeah, we weren't going to 123. I was going to 47. He was going to the one over here near Monroe.
So what was y'all doing over here? How would y'all meet over here? Like what?
Well, we would be riding our bikes all over.
Okay.
And I remember, I forget what the guy's name is. He had a bald head. And so he had I think he had a fight with Douglas.
Okay.
Right, because Douglas used to live on this street over here.
Okay.
And so... Oh, okay. Thank you. And so he went and got Jazzy J, and Doug came and got me. And so, we were going to...
How did y'all even know each other, though?
Me and Jazzy knew each other from... How did me and Jazzy know each other? I think me and Jazzy knew each other because my aunt lived in Bronx River, too.
Okay.
And so I used to come in the summertime.
Or y'all met maybe through the fight? Because you said...
Nah. We went... That's why it was so cool, because me and Jay had already known each other. So we wasn't going to fight each other and be whatever. So we just sparred and whatever.
Oh, y'all sparred?
Yeah.
So it wasn't a serious drag down?
No, it was never...
I thought y'all had a drag down...
Oh, nah.
Toe-to-toe brawl out here.
Nah. The fights that we have... it would be wherever we at. We wouldn't come over to a certain spot to fight. We would be if we was in front of the store and we had beef, we'd fight right there in the store.
Right then and there,
Right there and there. We won't walk nowhere to do it. So we actually walked over here, rode our bikes or whatever, and came right over here. And at that time, I was living in the first section, so it was nothing. I was right there. My brother was right there.
So you and Jazzy got it on sparring out here.
Yeah, so we was sparring.
Wow.
Jazzy's good. Right?
He's good? He was a fighter,
Jazzy is really good.
Yeah.
I don't know how he is at his old age, but
right.
He was always good. He was good. Jazzy had a fight with Mario.
When Jazzy went to get down with Bam, Mario got mad. So Jazzy had left some records in Mario's house.
Okay.
So Jazzy went to get him. And like I said, Jay ain't no pushover. And Mario was a straight goon.
Right.
So Jazzy had to basically fight for his life to get his damn records back, but he got his records back.
And then, like I said, me and Jazzy, we became better friends.
Okay.
After that, and I respected him, he respected me, and then as time went on, went to his house. I've been in his house in Bronx River. Yeah, you know, we had a studio in Blondell.
Okay.
Was a part of that, and you know, the Allison Avenue and everything. So it just became, you know. But like I was saying, in those days, it wasn't like how it is now. You know what I'm saying? If me and Jazzy were to have a real go down whatever fight, that would be it. And then we would be friends. Either we be friends or we not be friends.
Right.
But that would be it.
1, 2, 3, 4. Get up, get on up.
Anytime a black man standing for himself, the titles become way different. That can go in any white man's neighborhood, and they can come outside and they can patrol their neighborhood. They become neighborhood watch.
Yeah.
We become thugs when we do it.
Yeah,
which is crazy to me.
To the neighborhood.
We become thugs just for protecting ourselves and our rights.
Remember, before all that, Bobby Seale, Huey Newton, started protecting and guarding their own family and friends. And we just try to base our thing behind that philosophy and Malcolm and Elijah, you know, Nation Islam. So,
Would you say y'all was the first blacks in the Bronx to fight back?
Absolutely.
oh yeah,
Absolutely, without question.
We
It wasn't for us fighting Bronx. The Bronx wouldn't be what it was right now. Half these people going wherever they go, wouldn't be able to go where they going. That's for sure. That's for sure. We demanded respect on that aspect. That's why we did all this.
We made it so that we can go to movies in white neighborhoods and shit like that, and go walk in the parks in white neighborhoods and all that.
Yeah.
And the worst part was like Arthur Avenue and all that. We went up there like we didn't give a fuck about that. But I think we changed a lot. We changed a lot of things around there.
Like what? What y'all change?
We changed. We changed. We had to take shit from Caucasians.
If the Negro is to be free, he must move down into the inner resources of his own soul and sign with a pen and ink of self-assertive manhood his own Emancipation Proclamation. Don't let anybody take your manhood. Be proud of our heritage. As somebody said earlier tonight, we don't have anything to be ashamed of. Somebody told a lie one day. They couched it in language. They made everything black, ugly, and evil. Look in your dictionary and see the synonyms of the word black. It's always something degrading and low and sinister. Look at the word white. It's always something pure, high, and clean. But I want to get the language right tonight. I want to get the language so right that everybody here will cry out, yes, I'm black, I'm proud of it, I'm black and beautiful.
James Brown's I'm Black and I'm Proud was an affirmation of self-respect. And it was a challenge to others to respect themselves and to respect him.
Brother, we can't quit until we get our share. Say it loud.
Black I'm proud. Black I'm proud. Can't stop the bum rush. Blessed with the talented format. I'm kicking the earth like a doormat. The more I grow, the more I understand.
So where we at? Where we go to about hip hop? Where we at?
You said that if we were DJing and some Ecuadorians came, we would just let them on the mic.
Right.
And I said no, not
Nowadays.
What would happen would be, right, no matter what. Now, if they were to get on and be nice,
okay,
and saying how we say it and stuff like that, yeah, we give them a shot.
Okay then.
But if we were to get on, but now think about it the other way around. If we would go to them and try to get on, they wouldn't even let us on.
So what does that tell you? That's my point. Historically, we always let these other nationalities come in our mix.
Right. You're right on that part. You're right where we let too many people come in and basically take over.
You know what it is? Because black Americans, we're like the ultimate humanists. Like we always want to be down with other nationalities, but these nationalities don't give a ish about us. They don't care about us at all. And we always embracing other nationalities. We don't want to sound racist. We don't want to sound no kind of way.
Where would hip hop be without Caribbean Americans? Where would hip hop be without Caribbean Americans? There wouldn't be no hip hop.
So when you talk about hip hop, we allow other nationalities to come in. Can you see a hip hop without Kool Herc, without Bambaataa?
Honest opinion? Hell yeah.
Yeah?
Hell yeah.
Where would hip hop be without Caribbean Americans?
What would hip hop be without their contributions though?
I think it would be more soulful, more rooted, because, you know, as you say, if you listen to the music back then and you listen to the music now, all this music has a Caribbean blend to it.
What, now?
Yeah.
Okay.
All of this has a Caribbean flow to it. All of this does. Now, listen to James Brown.
Right.
You don't hear none of that kind of music in today's music. James Brown ain't have no Caribbean, nothing. He was straight funk. Right?
And that's what Herc concentrated on, right? Then he concentrated on James Brown beats.
First, he focused on James Brown.
I never named it, but they know where the recipe come from. Cause I play music like James Brown. I'm a James Brown fanatic. James Brown is my man. My father, yes, and he know that I love James Brown like he loved Nat King Cole.
Right, then he concentrated on James Brown beats, right? So he gave us what we was into.
Right, to get us to go to the next level.
Gave us right, that's deep.
And that's how he got in.
Right, he got in using James Brown.
Using James Brown, something that we were into. We rock.
Right.
One more time. Say it loud.
Everybody was trying to think of what to say about Martin Luther King getting shot, about the situation in America, the civil rights movement. Everybody just wanted to know how to capsulize it. And so when James Brown said, "Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud," that's it. That's it.
Instead of saying soul power, we say spade power.
That's how you get in.
So you saying you think your vision of hip hop without Herc, without Bambaataa would be more soulful?
Be more soulful. It'd be more us.
More us.
Yeah, it'd be more us. You know.
One thing I think with hip hop without Herc and Bambaataa, I mean, I don't like to talk about hypotheticals, what ifs, and things that's not reality.
But that's true.
But just to talk about it, just to discuss it, I think hip hop would be much more what it was, like block parties. It would be much more community based. Community based. That's how the Spades had it. The Spades had it where they was putting on for the community. So hip hop back then was more block parties.
Then we would go to Soundview. Soundview was the projects we would go to. Most of the time, the block parties were in the park. We called them jams. DJ setup, the 2 turntables, the mixer, and a couple of speakers. And then the DJ that we looked up to, he used to come out with like 14 speakers. And we were like, wow, blown away.
Right.
And I think hip hop would still be like
fun
that.
And more joyful.
Because if you think about it, Herc is the one that brought hip hop to nightclubs. He brought it in to the Hevelo, the Executive Playhouse. He brought it into the nightclubs, and Bambaataa brought it to other countries.
Right.
So before that, it was just Mario, DJ D, Spades, and Spade affiliates, whether on Webster or whatever project they was down with the Spades most likely.
Right.
And they was just putting on block parties, Patterson over there, street block parties. And I think that's where hip hop would still be. So it might be even better without Herc and Bambaataa, because it probably would have been still local, community based.
And when you say that, it really brings me back. It really brings me back to what it was. Now Mario,
Mario, like I knew him before he had the set. I knew him before with all of that and everything. And so when Mario started playing outside and bringing stuff outside from out of the carriage room and out of the apartments and everything, it started getting more and more concentrated. And then when Tyrone and D came out or whatever and put it together, you know, they would have to take a crate and actually put it there. You can ask Tyrone or all of them. Tyrone will tell you. They used to have to put a crate, and I used to get on the top of the crate to put my records on. Alright? So what I'm trying to say is Mario and D and Tyrone, they knew that this is a part of Bronxdale. I'm a part of Bronxdale. This is and so they said, here, you know, Booby, do this.
It was grassroots.
Right. Now, if it had kept like that.
Where would hip hop be without Caribbean Americans? Where would hip hop be without Caribbean Americans?
Who knows? But it'd be, you know, who knows?
It had kept like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because now, look, just if you really think about it, these young kids, they don't know nothing about where it came from.
Right. But a lot of us grown-ups don't even know nothing about it because the history was never documented. Right. So a lot of us don't even know. Only the people that have first-hand experience, like you and a few others who really, really know and understand.
Right.
But a lot of us don't even know because it was never documented.
Right.
And that's the thing about the Sparring.
And so now, like you said, they came about. They came.
Right.
They used their histories. And I mean, the false history of it, and look what it became.
Yo, I was to myself like that, and this is like the last thing I'm gonna say about that documentary, unless they respond. But that documentary, Hip Hop DNA, Caribbean Impact on Hip Hop, and they had the Rasta in there with his hair. Yo, FaZe, if he would have been in our hood in 1980, coming outside as a kid with his hair looking like that.
Where would hip hop be without Caribbean Americans?
We would have been throwing rocks at him. Yo, we would have been throwing rocks at him.
That dude, with all due respect, he wouldn't have been able to come out in peace. Like, he would have got his feelings hurt for real. Like,
we
for
would
real.
Throw rocks. The kids would be throwing rocks at him.
Yo.
Running and everything. Yo. He would be running through the hood.
FaZe, let me tell you this, right? It's
That's
so
real.
And see, what I'm saying is this, right? When they do that documentary, right?
So how could they come to the jails?
Right. There was no rosters. If you watch that documentary and you look real careful at how they did it, a lot of our people, we want to blame the Illuminati for doing a psychological trick. But look at that documentary. They will be talking about Herc, and then in the background they show Herc picture with dreadlocks. And see, dreadlocks it implies, you know, Jamaican culture. It implies, Rastafarian. They show him with dreadlocks. But the reality is, back in the 70s, Herc wasn't wearing dreadlocks.
You know, he took what he saw as a child, right, or growing up in Jamaica, and applied it to the Bronx. He took what he saw as a child, right, or growing up in Jamaica, and applied it to the Bronx.
DJ Kool Herc came from Jamaica. He started hip hop. DJ Kool Herc came from Jamaica. He started hip hop.
Dreadlocks it implies, you know, Jamaican culture. It implies, Rastafarian. They show him with dreadlocks. But the reality is, back in the 70s, Herc wasn't wearing dreadlocks.
He had an afro.
He had an afro trying to look like us.
Mario.
That's what I'm saying.
Mario.
Trying to look like Mario. But there's little subliminal things they do in these little and our people, we're blaming the Illuminati. But look, it's not even the Illuminati. It's our own people doing it. Little subliminal tricks where they talk about Herc, but then they show a picture of him with dreadlocks. As if he came with Jamaican culture to us poor African Americans, showing us the way. You know what I'm saying? With his dreadlock, and it didn't go like that.
And so, you know, and which brings me to you talk about videos.
Right.
Now our video,
right.
You talk about 1974 the Mecca, right?
Right.
There were the comments were saying, nah, that's a bunch of bullshit. How could that happen? He was 8 years old.
We was 8, 9, and 10 years old. We was rocking champagne cologne. We had British Walkers, Playboys, Rips. We had marshmallows. We had the espadrilles. We had the AJs. We had overlaps. We had mock necks, and all our shit was from AJ Lester.
And all that, really. Was I 8 years old and I had British Walkers, Playboys, and Porterfield? So why not? Did I have a gold medallion? Where we go, you go. Where we get, you get. Where did you take me to get my stuff to go to school? Go to AJ Lester. And all that. Why? Because they never was down at that age.
Right.
They never seen it. They never been to a jam or whatever. So what do they got? They got only thing what they've read or was seen on TV or whatever, and that's what they get. So that's the same thing. That's the same exact thing. They'll see the subliminal thing. They'll see Herc with the dreads, and they'll say, yeah. He was rocking. He was back there in the days when we know that if Herc came to the block,
right,
with the hair was dreaded out like that.
Yeah, back then, come on.
We be looking for rocks, the ones that gonna glide the best and shit. And wow, you know what I'm saying? And that all you see was dreads going back. You'll be like this.
Or snapping, we would have just snapped on them from dusk to dawn. We'd have been snapping on.
What happens when you snap them? You start snapping, and then they trying to start moving. What did the little kids do? Wow, hit you on the shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I mean, you know, like I said this before in the video.
Right.
The majority of Jamaican people. Jamaicans was known for having high waters. Wore they pants like this, and they be just like this. And that's how it was. No socks. No socks. So, you know, I mean, come on.
Yeah. I mean, they imitated our culture. They got down with us.
Right. And so now, you know, it's just like.
But look, let's get to something real. Now look, you gotta bear witness. It's not the Illuminati.
No.
Who's doing this?
It's us.
It's us. But now look, that's Caribbean people taking our stuff, right?
Right.
On one side, we got Caribbean people taking our music, and it's living in Bronxdale. We got Spanish people taking out Bronxdale.
Right. Yeah.
So we got to admit. Sotomayor.
Right.
Who only lived in Bronxdale for about 12 years and moved out.
Right.
And while she lived in Bronxdale,
never seen her.
She never rubbed elbows with Bronxdale people. She was not part of Bronxdale's family.
My family been in Bronxdale since the early 60s.
Right. And nobody really knew her. So, but now they named the whole projects after her because they had all the Spanish politicians together, the organization, the Puerto Rican Council of
Ruben Diaz.
Right. Now, and they took it, right? Now, what should that tell us? That ought to tell us that it's something about us
that everybody wants.
Right. Now, it's something about us, and it's also something that we're not doing right.
Well, like you said it before.
Right.
We're kind-hearted humanitarians.
Okay.
In heart.
Okay.
So we don't have that. Yo, what the fuck you think you're doing?
We don't have but also, it's even deeper than that.
But you know,
we're not together even to do that. But now, okay.
And we have jealous and envy.
Now, my point is this.
What can we do?
No. This is my point. is us, right?
Yes,
now,
it's us.
We got a problem. We got a situation. Now, what I'm saying is. When you read the Bible, that's exactly what happened to Israel. There was that one particular people who got abused, who got kicked on, who got this, who got that, and they made a deal with this God. And this God promised them, if you do my commandments, you will be the dominant people. You will be the head and not the tail. And right now we're the tail because we're not following God's command. Can you see? But wait.
I got a quick question.
Go ahead.
Did they follow that command?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
No.
When Israel was a nation, they agreed to a set of covenant laws at Mount Sinai as part of a special contract with Yah. It meant that they were to be his people, and he would in turn be their Elohim. Now, as with all contracts, which usually involve at least two parties, in this case Yah and Israel, both parties were bound by certain agreements which were spelled out in the contract or covenant. The ancient people of Israel were told that if they obeyed the laws of the covenant, they would have Yah's protection and be showered with many blessings. If they disobeyed, they would receive punishment and suffer many curses. Sadly, our ancestors chose the latter, and following that fateful decision, the nation of Israel was thereafter thrust into a series of events that eventually resulted in a time of trouble and punishment whose ill effects are still felt to this very day.
Sold it to you, $890. That's a good buy. $890.
If you do a Google search and type in a new and accurate map of Negro land, as of the date of this recording, Swain.com still works. Click on it and a page will open up showing a 1747 map of West Africa by 18th century English map engraver Emmanuel Bowen. And then click on the image of the map itself. Move your mouse pointer to the area that is now present-day Ghana and click on it to enlarge the map. Click it again and you will clearly see that what is now called Ghana was once the slave coast, which the map maker labeled the Kingdom of Judah, dropping the H at the end. This is where many of the people of Judah were shipped from, like sardines in a can. The present situation we are in is solely due to our forefathers failing to keep the covenant law of Yah, and it falls to us in this generation to right that wrong. And Yah said that this would happen in our day.
You can't cry, cause you look broke down, but you're crying anyway, cause you're all broke down. It's a family affair. It's a family